Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm here with the 2021.5 GPX Moto TSE250R. This bike has been pretty awesome. I think some people are confused that why am I selling this? Well, I bought it for doing reviews on YouTube to make content, to review a bike that a lot of people don't know about. And I bought parts for the bike to try them out, to do make videos of those parts on the bike, how they may or may not help. For example, the Zeotronic. It's a fine unit, and I'm sure it works great in certain applications, and it probably works on the older bikes. I found that it was too much hassle to install on this bike, because the wire connectors have changed. On this year, they have a lot better wire connectors. And then that kind of shows you the development of GPX Moto and what the importer is trying to do out of Salt Lake. They're trying to improve this bike continuously. This is why this bike is a 2021.5 model. Now, you typically don't get that with the European brands or the Japanese brands anymore. Now, back in the day, you used to get that because they would make changes during the model year. Well, you don't get that as much. They just wait until the next model and then they put those improvements on, and it's a 2021 or 2022, not a 0.5. But it's pretty cool that they're trying really hard, and they're doing a great job. This bike has not left me on the trail. The only issue I really had was the fuse blowing, and then that was a quick fix. I was going to my auto parts store buying a fuse made in the USA, installing it, and I've had no problem since. And there's a spot for an extra fuse. I've made sure to put in a good fuse there, and it's works great. No issues, no starting issues, no motor issues. I did have the wheel bearings are in there. That spacer is so tight and it gets cockeyed and it moves. I had that issue. A lot of people have had that issue. My remedy was just leave a hair of room so there was a little bit of play in there. Now some might argue, well, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, the bearings aren't going to come out. They're not coming out this way because they're captured by those spacers. Well, if they're not going to go in because there's a shoulder made into the hub of the rim, or not the rim, the hub. There's a shoulder in there. So the bearings can't go too far in. They can't come out. They're there. I mean, they're riding on the bearings. Everything is good. Okay, we're good there. Now you can fix that issue. There's a remedy of doing the KTM wheel spacers and putting some, I guess like shims, 27 outer diameter, I guess. I forget the washer, but you can get some spacers. You can look that up. The Facebook page is great. People are helpful. And you can put on those KTM wheel spacers. That also, I guess, remedies the problem. So you can do that. There's fixes there. So I'm pretty sure I fixed it by just leaving it, a hair. We're talking about a hair loose. So that way, that spacer in the middle of those two bearings has enough room to just move around a little. So it's not going cockeye, jamming, getting stuck against the bearings. The bearings then are froze and they're not moving. That's no good. I've done a lot to this bike, as you know. I've put a smart carb on. I've tried the Keihin PWK 38mm, which worked great. I'm gonna pull off the smart carb for selling this bike because the smart carb is worth like $700-800. Well, new. I'm willing to sell that if somebody wants it for this bike, $400. Now, before you reach out to me and say, I have one of these bikes, I would just like the smart carb, $400, awesome. I'll buy it because it's like brand new. It's only been in this bike for, I don't know, 100 miles, 50 miles, not that long. So it's basically a new unit, Some people worry about that. Well, if I buy it from you, I don't know, where it's been, the life of it. What are you talking about? I've been making videos. There's nuts out there, I tell you. But, I tried the highway dirt bike guards. They work great, but I took those off because those are a really expensive unit. And I put those on the Beta 300RR. And instead, I replaced it with name brand, not Chinese. Believe me, I could have went Chinese, I didn't even do that. I put, he's made in the USA. I always get that name wrong. CYCRA, Sura, I don't know, something like that. Pro Bend. And for the mounting up here, BRP top clamp mount made by Billet Racing Products. And they're located near me here in Colorado. So I put those on. You'll be getting those. You'll be getting those. Domino grips, so name brand grips. G2 ergonomic quick throttle here. So you get the quick throttle, and you can change out the cams if you want. Didn't come with extra cams, but you can buy those from G2. Motion Pro cable. It's a lot beefier cable, a lot better made cable than the Chinese one that was on here from the get-go. This is the T3, I think, -3000 cable. Works great with the smart card, works great with the keying card that I'm going to put back onto here. And you're getting the IMS Products shift lever, which is probably never going to break. I'm giving you the rear tugger strap, the front tugger strap. You're getting that. You're getting a front nitro mousse. You're also getting a tubeless rear. So, you know, it's set up really, really nice. You're getting a lot of extras. And a lot of people ask me, how much are you selling this for? If you're watching this video and you mention that you watched this video or the GPX TSE250R Facebook page, then I am starting this at $4,300. So $4,300, which is like $1,000 less than new. This is basically a new bike. I had one guy offer me $2,500 from Denver. I don't know what he's smoking, but man, he should pass that around, because for $2,500, I would just keep this as a spare bike, to tell you the truth. It's a fine bike, and there's, you know, $2,500 is not going to change my day any. So I would just keep this. So don't come to me lowballing an offer like that. This is already $1,000 less than buying new, especially when you factor in the shipping of buying new. And it has tasteful parts that you're going to probably want to do anyways, like this, or the FMF Forest Service approved silencer, and you get the original, and the original is going to come with the Fish Forest Service approved screen, so you can put that on. I'm giving you the exhaust, the expansion chamber part, that the one that came on the bike. It's a little dinged up, it still works. You could take it somewhere and have that, you know, blown out and fixed, or you could do it yourself. So you'll get that, you'll get the one that's on it, which is not really dinged up at all. It's going to have fresh oil, clean air filter, and by the way, the air filter is a twin air filter. So name brand air filter, and you'll get the OEM one. You get a box full of OEM parts. This bike has been really good. I have enjoyed this bike. It's been a lot of fun using it, riding it in the NAR. It's a great bike. And for mileage, people ask me about mileage. I know, because I might still put some miles on this, and you'll get a new rear tire, which I still have to put on it. And I'm going to change the oil too. I bought oil today. It's going to have new, fresh oil. So you're getting a bike that you can take from me and go ride it. That's the idea. Plus it has the OHV tag, so if you're in Colorado, you'll be able to go hit the trails right away. The only thing you won't have is a plate, but you'll have a bill of sale, and you'll be able to ride that on the road. The bike has on it 320 miles. 300. I'm just saying 350, 360. You know, I'm gonna put a few more miles probably on it, but it has 320 miles as it sits right now. We're gonna say 350 because there was the issue where the cable came unplugged. You know, so we'll say 350. Be safe. But yeah, it all depends. When you sell something like this, it depends. I mean, if you show up within 2 weeks, it might have 380 on it. You know, I'm not just going to let it sit here. That's silly. I'm going to somewhat use it, but just lightly. Probably make a few more videos. I'm actually very surprised with this bike. The suspension works well out of the box. I actually like this suspension, how it's set up out of the box versus my new 2021 Beta 300RR. The suspension floats over stuff. It seems to be just right, not too stiff, not too soft. It works for my weight. I weigh like 190, we'll say 200 with gear on. So 200 pound with gear, the suspension seems like it works. Now, if you're 220, 240 with gear and stuff, yeah, you're probably gonna have to stiffen it up or something. I mean, but then no bike is made for that weight, no offense to you, but that's the truth. I'm not quite sure what more information people want from me. This bike, it's been reliable. I'm only selling it because I bought it for a review. I'm done doing the reviews. I'm moving on, and I'm not moving on necessarily to the Beta, although I will be reviewing that. That's my primary bike. I bought that as my prime. I'm keeping that for probably like 8 years. So I'll be looking at buying the GPX 300 two-stroke when that eventually comes out. I don't know when that's going to come out. I don't think they really know when that's going to come out because of everything going on. There's still the virus issue, importing, producing the products in China. China's still having shutdowns of certain cities. There's a new virus there. There's something else that mutated. I don't know. But there's a lot going on in the world, so I don't know when they'll bring out that new bike, but I would like to get one. I would like to try it out. I would like to see how it works. And by getting a fair price for this bike allows me to do that, and you're still getting a new bike. The only damage to this bike is a few scratches. A scratch up here, and throw my leg over, there's a few scratches there. And side case wear, you're gonna get that if you use the bike anyways. That's just your boots rub against the side case. I mean, that happens on all bikes. That's how you know the bike has been used. With 320 miles, that is a new bike. And the only other damage there is on this bike is I have a couple dings in the front rim, hence why I put in the Nitro Mousse foam insert. That took care of that. And it's a two-stroke. You're not going to be riding this on the road, I would think, but you're going to get the rear blinkers if you want to put in the rear blinkers. The other people I know that have these bikes, the older models, they use it strictly off-road. They don't plate it or anything, they're using it off-road. That's the other thing you're getting on this bike. You're getting a title, a Colorado title, because I have this plated here. That alone right there is typically worth like $500 to a bike. So if your state doesn't allow these bikes to be plated, here you go. This one's titled. You walk into your Department of Motor Vehicles and you hand them the Colorado title with what I signed off on, and they issue you a plate because it doesn't say off-road use only. So right there, that adds value. So for me saying 4,300, I'm cutting to the chase with those that watch the video and those that are on that Facebook page. 4,300 bucks. Let's start there. I don't know. Maybe if I feel sorry for you, maybe I'll do a little less. But I think that's fair. That's $1,000 less with parts that are useful that you probably are going to do anyways. I would think you'd put on better guards, a Forest Service approved exhaust, the tubeless system, well worth it. You're probably going to do the carb, the Kean PWK 38mm carb. You're probably going to do that stuff. So I don't know what to tell you, except, you're getting a lot of good stuff on the bike. It's not crazy stuff that I've added to the bike. And I don't think the price I'm asking is crazy. Overall, been a great bike. Love the bike, but it's time for me to move on because that's what you have to do when you're reviewing bikes. You gotta move on, and I just don't think some people understood that, hence why I'm making this video. Kind of answer both questions. Why am I selling, and how do I like the bike? I love the bike, and I'll keep it for 2,500 bucks. I'll keep the bike. and I'll ride it. I'll make more videos. Maybe I'll use it for 2 more years, and maybe we'll do a raffle or something and give it away. I don't know. I mean, for $2,500, I'm not selling the bike. But you come with a reasonable offer, cash in hand, and yeah, I might take a little less than $4,300. That's a pro tip for haggling. But if you show up with $3,000 cash in hand, I'm just gonna laugh at you. I keep the bike for $3,000. I'm keeping the bike for $2,500. So real offers, and we'll go from there. Anyways, thanks for watching the videos of me reviewing this bike, and I appreciate it. I appreciate if you use the Amazon affiliate link and did your normal shopping, because that helps the channel out also. Thank you. I appreciate it, and I hope you all get out there and ride and stay well and stay safe, my friends. Have a good one. Bye.